Assalamu alaikum. You are watching YouTube channel All Learning School. I hope you all will be fine and best of your health. Today we'll discuss and try to understand what is logical deduction or syllogism and try to solve it with 3 basic rules and further rules. There are 3 basic rules that are important to solve syllogism questions and further rules are there present to solve its question completely without any error. First rule is if both statements are positive in any question, if first statement and second statement, there are 2 statements, and if both statements are positive, the conclusion will be positive. For both positive statements, we have positive conclusion. Similarly, if both statements are negative statement stands for a statement having word like not, none, no, neither. If such words are present in any statement, it will be negative statement. If first statement plus second statement, both statements are negative, there will be no conclusion for this statement except a condition. What is condition? It will be discussed in MCQs. I will discuss later. Now you just note them down that if both statements are negative, there will be no conclusion for such questions. If both statements are positive, we will have positive conclusion. For such questions, no negative conclusion will be true. And the third rule is if one statement is positive and other statement is negative, there are 2 statements. If one is positive, second is negative, its conclusion will be negative. Always be negative. It could be positive in one condition. What is the condition? It will be discussed in MCQs later. Now the second rule is merging of statement. To solve the syllogism questions, we have to merge the statement. First of all, we have to look at the rule number 1, whether the statement is positive or negative, whether both are negative or whatever. Second, we have to merge the statement. How to merge the statement? There are 2 rules to merge the statements. First of all, you should note some common words in statement 1 and statement 2. Like an apple is a mango is a banana. So here the common word is mango. So you will have to look at some common words. This is the first rule to merge the statement. And the second rule to merge the statement is one of these words should have income of 100. If no words have income of no common word, I am talking about common word to merge the statement. If no common word has income of 100, we could not merge them. Now just note them down what I am saying. I will explain it completely in next MCQs. So don't be worry about that. Now the third rule is assign values. According to third rule, we have to assign the values. Like all will assign it 150 value, income of 100 for all 50, and some have income of 50. Similarly, no has income of 100. So all its incomes will be discussed in MCQs. Let me repeat once all these rules. First rule is to look at the statement, whether the statement is positive, negative. If both statements are positive, conclusion will be positive. If one statement is positive, other statement is negative, the conclusion will be negative. If both statements are negative, there will be no conclusion for such statement. Now the second rule is merging of statements. Merging of statements requires the common words that have income of 100 at least once. 100 income should be present at least once. And the third rule is to assign the income to words like some, not, all, no, many, every, are. Now let's move toward the question number 1. Here the question is, some doctors are fools, some fools are rich. Some doctors are fools and some fools are rich. Second is its conclusion is some doctors are rich, some rich are doctors. Now first of all, look at the statement. Here statement contain the word. First statement has no word like no, it is the positive statement. Second statement has no word like no, not, neither, nanny, at similarly. So second statement is also positive. There are both positive statements, so its conclusion could not be negative. Look at the conclusion. First conclusion is positive, second conclusion is positive, so first rule will not be followed. Now look at the second rule. According to second rule, we have to merge these 2 statements. What we need to merge these statements? Some common words. Here the common word is fool in statement 1 and fool in the statement 2. Both statements contain a common word fool. But look at the income of fool. If we assign the income, doctor's income will be 100. Doctor's income will be 50, because we assign income of 50-50 to sum equal to 50-50, all equal to 150, sum equal to 50-50. So doctor income will be 50, full income will be 50. Similarly, in second statement, full income will be 50, rich income will be 50. So there are income followed are 50-50. No income is 100. So these two statements cannot be merged because we need about at least 100 income for in common words to merge these statements. Full is 50 in first statement, full is 50 in second statement, so it cannot be merged because full is not 100 in any of these two statements. So when these two statements cannot be merged, no conclusion will be followed. Note it down that when two statements cannot be merged, no conclusion will be followed. So the correct case will be neither one nor two will be followed. Correct answer will be delta. Neither one nor two will be followed. It was question number 1. Some doctors are fools, some fools are rich. We will assign income sum to doctor 50, fool 50, again fool 50, rich 50, and the conclusion we will get that we have got that these statements cannot be merged because they do not follow the rule of merging. So the correct answer will be delta. Neither one nor two will be followed. Now next question is, all roads are waters, some waters are boats. Now look at the question. First statement is positive, second statement is positive. If both statements are positive, conclusion will be positive. So we will look at the conclusions. Isn't there any negative conclusions? Because first conclusion is boats, some boats are roads, positive. Second conclusion is positive, both conclusion are positive. So we will not use the first rule. Now look at our second rule, to merge the statement. Second rule is to merge the statements. Now look at some common words. All waters are roads. Now some waters are boats. Here the common word is waters. Waters income in first statement will assign income. Income of all will be assigned at 150. Income of all is 150 and sum is 50-50. Here income of road will be 100. Income of water will be 50. Similarly in second statement, income of water will be 50 or income of boat will be 50. So here we have got that water is 50-50 in both statements. Neither of the statement contain water with income of 100. As water has no income of 100 in any of these two statements, so these two statements again cannot be merged. These two statements cannot be merged. When two statements cannot be merged, no conclusion could be followed. No conclusion could be followed. Delta will be correct option. And now once again look at this question again. First conclusion is some boats are roads. And second is all waters are boat. In second conclusion, water's expenses, we are solving it by income expense method. What is expense of water in second statement? If we assign its expense all equal to 150 and water will get expense of 100. But in statement water has income of 50. Expense cannot be greater than 50 income. Income should always be greater than expense and expense can never be greater than income. But in this conclusion, expense is greater than income. So it is also wrong in this context too. It is wrong in two contexts. First context is that these statements cannot be merged, and the second context is that water has income of 50. It could never have expense of 100. So in this context it is also wrong. So it is neither one nor two. Answer will be correct. Delta will be correct option here. Now the third MCQs is, no bat is ball, no ball is wicket. No bat is ball, no ball is wicket. Now look at these statements. First statement is negative because it contains word no. No, not, neither, nanny. I told you that these words are negative signals. So first statement is negative. Now look at the second statement. No ball is wicket. Second statement is also negative in this question. If both statements are negative, no conclusion will be followed. If both statements are negative, no conclusion will be followed. So you will tick it delta. Neither one nor two will be followed. Neither one nor two will be followed. If both statements are negative, no conclusion will be followed. We don't need to merge them. We don't need to look at the conclusions. We just say that if both statements are negative, no conclusion will be followed. So neither one nor two will be correct option. Now here the question number 4 is, all flowers are trees, no fruit is tree. Here first statement is positive with all flowers are trees, and the second statement is negative. If one statement is positive and other statement is negative, we have negative conclusion. If first is positive or second is positive, first is negative, second is negative, one is positive, one is negative, there will be negative conclusions. But positive conclusion can also be happen, but in only one case. What is the case, I will tell you later. Here all flowers are trees, give them income. Flower all income equal to 150, so flower income will be 100 and tree income will be 50. Similarly, no income is 100, fruit income is 100, tree income is 100. Now merge this statement. In first conclusion, no fruit is flower, fruit in first statement, flower in second statement, so we have to merge first and second statement. Here according to conclusion, assign them value. Fruit value will be 100, according to no equal to 100, fruit value will be 100, flower value will be 100. In order to assign them, we have some common word. Here the common word is tree in statement 1 is tree in statement 2. Second rule to merge is to tree should have income of 100. In second statement, its income is 100 because no give income of 100 to both of its components. So here the income of fruit and tree both are 100. Income of tree is 100. So it follows the rule of merging because there are common words. Tree is the common word. Second, it also follows the rule that at least once its income should be 100, so it can be merged. Now assign them income to first conclusion. No fruit is flower. Here no income will be assigned. Fruit expense will be in this is first conclusion. Fruit expense is 100, fruit income is 100. Here the fruit income is 100, here the fruit expense is 100. Similarly, flower expense is 100, here the flower's income is 100. So first conclusion is the correct according to income expense method. First conclusion is the correct according to income expense method. Again look at the statement. Here first conclusion is correct according to income expense method. Here expense of fruit is 100 and expense of flower is also 100. Income of fruit is 100 and income of flower is also 100. When income and expense could be equal, but expense could never be greater than income according to the rule. As here expense is equal but not greater than the income, so it will be correct statement. First conclusion will be correct. Now look at the second conclusion. I have told you that if one statement is positive, other statement is negative, we will follow negative conclusion. But positive conclusion is also possible, like in this question. Some trees are flowers. When there is no need to merging any statement and both of the words conclusion come from a single statement, like here tree and flowers. Flower and trees are present in first statement. We don't need to look at the second statement as both of the words are present in single statement and we don't need to merge them, so it will also be correct in this case. What is the case that one is positive, other is negative statement follows positive conclusion? It is only case when there is no need to merging. As here is no need to merging, some trees are flowers, like all flowers are trees, all trees are flowers. All trees are flowers will be correct, some trees are flowers will be correct. In this case, both statement will be correct. So eta will be correct option. Next question. Number 5. There is question number 5. Every minister is a student. Every student is inexperienced. Here we will assign the income of every income is 150. We'll assign the income of every minister is a student. Minister is 100 and a student is 50. Similarly, in second, student is 100 and inexperienced is 50. We have assigned them income. Now look at the rule of merging. Here the common word is student. Common word is present. Now second rule of merging, its income should be 100. In second statement, look at the income of student. It is 100, so it can be merged. It has followed the merging rule. Now look at our third rule according to income expense method. Look at the expense of the conclusion. Every minister is inexperienced. According to expense, so first conclusion, minister's expense is 100 and minister's income is 100. Its expense is 100, its income is 100. And now inexperience expense is 50, its income is also 50. So alpha, first conclusion will be correct. So first conclusion will be correct. Now look at the second conclusion. We'll assign the value of 50 to both because sum is present. Sum give value of 50 50. Here inexperienced value 50, student value 50. We'll assign 50 50 value to both. Inexperienced expense is 50. So expense of inexperienced is 50. Income of inexperienced is 50. It is correct. Now expense of student is 50, income of student is 100, so it will also be correct. So both the conclusions are correct. Here eta will be correct answer. Eta will be correct answer. Let me explain again. First of all, we look at the type of statement, whether these are positive statements or negative statements. Both of these were positive statements, so we followed the positive conclusion. And then we look at the rule of merging. How to merge the statement. We merge them. Both of statement contain some common word of student, and student had income of 100 in one of these statements, so these statements could be merged. And in third time we gave them their income and expense. Income is given to statement and expense is given to conclusions. Note that that words like every, some, all, none have same values to give to all, whether it is income, whether it is expense. But in income should never be greater than expense should never be greater than income. And we assign them values, and we found that both of these conclusions are correct. Now question number 6. All roads are poles, no pole is a house. All roads are poles, it is statement, and conclusion is some roads are houses, some houses are poles. Now look at the statement. First statement is positive and the second statement is negative. If one statement is positive, other statement is negative, their conclusion should be negative. Here both the conclusion given are positive. When one statement is positive, second statement is negative, its conclusion should be negative. Here no negative conclusion, so both of conclusion will be wrong. And the exceptional case, I told you that, like in a first statement, all roads are poles. Here the possible answer could be some poles are roads, but such conclusion is not present, so both of the conclusions will not be followed. Delta will be correct option, neither one nor two. We don't need to merge them, we don't need to give them income, we don't need to give them expense or whatever. We just solve them by looking at these statements. First statement is positive, second statement is negative. If one statement is positive according to rule and other statement is negative, its conclusion should be negative. It would not follow any positive conclusion. So as here is no positive conclusion, no negative conclusion, so both of these conclusions will be wrong. Delta will be correct option, neither one nor two will be followed. Question number 7. All fishes are tortoise. Now tortoise is crocodile. First statement is positive, second statement is negative. Its conclusion could be negative. First statement is positive, second is negative, its conclusion could be negative. Now look at both the conclusions are negative, so both the conclusions are possible according to first rule. Now look at the second rule. According to second rule, we have to merge these statements. For merging these statements, we'll give them income. Income of fish is, I'll give them income of 150. Income of fish is 100. Income of tortoise is 50. Similarly, here in second statement, income of tortoise is 100 and income of crocodile is 100. Now according to rule of merging, there should be some common word. Here the common word is tortoise. Common word is tortoise. So common word is present, and in second statement its income is 100. So it can be merged according to rule of merging. Now we have followed two rules according to first rule. One statement is positive, other is negative, conclusion should be negative. According to second rule of merging, we look at the statement and found that tortoise had income of 100 and there is common word of tortoise, so it can be merged. Now give them income and expense. We have gave them income of fish, tortoise and crocodile is 100 and income of tortoise in one statement is 50. Now look at the conclusion. First conclusion is no crocodile is fish. No crocodile is fish. Now give them expense. In expense of crocodile is 50, 100, sorry, 100. No gives no equal to 100, 100. No gives the value of 100, 100. Here in first conclusion, no crocodile is fish. Crocodile expense is 100 and income of crocodile is 100. As income equal to expense, so it is correct. And here the fish expense is 100. No give the value of 100, 100 to both. Fish expense is 100. Income of fish is 100. So first conclusion is correct. So first conclusion is correct. Now look at the second conclusion. No fish. Here the expense of fish is 100 and income of fish is 100, so it is correct. Now look at the crocodile. Here expense of crocodile is 100, income of crocodile is 100, so it is also correct. So both of these conclusions are correct. Eta will be correct option. Both conclusion 1 and conclusion 2 will be followed. Next question is, some dedicated souls are angels, all social workers are angels. Some dedicated souls are social workers, some social workers are dedicated souls. Now look at the statement. First statement is positive, second statement is positive, their conclusion should be positive. Conclusion should never be negative in this case. Now look at the first conclusion. First conclusion contain no word of no, so it is positive conclusion. Second is also positive conclusion. According to first rule, both conclusion could be followed. Now we will see our second rule. To look at second rule, we will assign them their income of some gives the income of 50-50, so 50 all give income of 150 and some give income of 50-50. 50 will income to dedicated soul, 50 will be income of angels, 100 will be income of social workers and 50 will be income of angels. So in first statement, dedicated soul is income of 50, angels is income of 50. In second, social workers has income of 100 and in second statement, angels have income of 50. So here the common word, according to rule of merging, common word is angels. Angels are common word. And according to second rule of merging, angels should have income of 100. But here in first statement its income is 50. In second statement its income is 50. Its income is 50 in both of these two statements. As its income is 50 in both of these two statements, no statement contain angel word with income of 100. So it cannot be merged. So it cannot be merged. In this question it cannot be merged. As these two statements cannot be merged, now we look at the, isn't there any exception case? Like exception, I have told you that if there is no need to merging, like two words are taken from single statement. Some dedicated souls are social workers. Dedicated souls in first statement, social workers are in second statement. It need merging, so it will be wrong because these two statements cannot be merged and first conclusion need merging, so it will be wrong. Now look at the second statement, second conclusion. Some social workers are dedicated souls. Social workers from second statement, dedicated souls from first statement, it also need merging, but according to rule these two statements cannot be merged, so it will also not be followed. It will also be wrong, so no conclusion will be followed. Delta will be correct option. In this question no conclusion will be followed. Now our next question is, no gentleman is poor, all gentlemen are rich. Here first statement is negative, second statement is positive. If one statement is negative, other statement is positive, conclusion will be negative. So here the conclusion will be negative, will be correct. As both conclusion are negative, so both are positive according to first rule. Now look at our second rule of merging these statement. To merge this statement, we have to assign them income. Income of no is 100. No gave them income of 100. So gentleman income is 100, poor income is 100. In second statement all give the income of 150. Gentleman income is 100 and rich income is 50. Now look at first statement. No poor man is rich. No poor man is rich. No give the expense of, here no will give expense of 100 to both of its words. Poor expense 100, rich expense 100. Poor expense 100, rich expense 100. According to rule of merging, here the common word is present, gentleman. Gentleman has income of 100 in both of these two statements, so it can be merged. Gentleman has income of 100. At least one should be present, and here if both statements contain income of 100, it will also be correct. Gentleman contain income of 100 in both of these statements, so it can be merged. Now look at the expense of the conclusion was no poor man. Poor man has expense of 100 and income 100. So expense is 100, income is 100. It is correct. Rich has expense of 100, but income of rich is 50. Income of rich is 50, but in conclusion 1, expense of rich is 100. Expense of rich is 100, income of rich is 50. As expense is more, income is less, so first conclusion will be wrong. As income is 50, expense is 100, expense could not be more than income, as in this case expense is more than income, so it will be wrong conclusion. First conclusion will not be followed. First conclusion will not be followed. Now look at the second conclusion. No rich man is poor. Again in second conclusion, no will give income of 100 to both of these two words. Rich will be given expense of 100, poor will also be given the expense of 100. As expense of rich is 100 and income of rich is 50, so second conclusion will also be not followed. Second conclusion is also wrong, so correct option will be delta in this case. Correct option will be delta in this case. Neither 1 nor 2 will be followed. Again I make you understand that here expense should never be greater than income. In any question when expense is more than income, the conclusion will be wrong. In any conclusion, if expense is greater than income, it will be considered wrong, totally wrong. It will be wrong. To have a statement, to have a correct statement, expense should be equal to income or income should be greater than expense. These two are conditions to have a correct conclusion. Otherwise, if expense is greater than income, conclusion will be wrong. And to find the income or expense, we assign the values there's income or expense. Like no will be given 100, all give 150, some gives 50, many gives 150, and now the next question number 10. Question number 10 is, some swords are sharp, our sharps are rusty. Here our swords are rusty. Here first of all, first statement is positive, second statement is also positive. If both statements are positive, their conclusion cannot be negative. Negative conclusion will be wrong for statements if both statements are positive. Now look at the first statement, some rusty things are sharp. Here it is if positive, so it can be followed. Look at the second statement, some rusty things are not sharp. Here the word of not is present, so it is negative statement. If both statements are positive, its conclusion could not be negative. In this question, second conclusion will be wrong. Only first conclusion can be followed in the case if it follows all the rules. First, according to first rule, second conclusion is wrong, first conclusion is correct. Now look at our second rule of merging these two statements. To merge these statements, we'll assign them their incomes. Income of some gives the income of 50 to both. So swords income 50, sharp income will also be 50. All gives the income of 150. So here income of sword will be 100 and rusty income will be 50. As here the common word is swords and swords have income of 100 at least one in one statement, so it can be merged. According to rule these two statements can be merged. Now look at our third rule. According to third rule, we will assign them income, will assign them expense, and expense should never be greater than income. So second statement will not assign expense to second statement because according to first rule it was wrong. We will assign its value only to first statement, first conclusion. In first conclusion, rusty things are 50, assign the income of some, assign the income of 50 to both. Rusty things income 50, sharp income 50. So both the incomes are expense. Sorry, we are giving expense. Rusty things expense is 50, sharp expense is 50. As both the expense are less than their income, so conclusion 2 will be correct. So conclusion 2 will be correct. Only conclusion 1 will be followed. Alpha will be correct option in this question. Only conclusion 1 is correct. Conclusion 2 was wrong according to first rule. When it is wrong according to first rule, we will not check it by any further rules. So according to all three rules, alpha, only conclusion 1 will be follows. Now question number 12 is, all fishes are grey in color, some fishes are heavy. All heavy fishes are grey in color, all light fishes are not grey in color. First statement is positive, second statement is positive. If both statements are positive, their conclusion is could not negative. First conclusion is positive, it could be possible conclusion, but second conclusion is negative, so it will be totally wrong. We will not assign any further rule to second conclusion because it is wrong 100%. We will solve only first conclusion by our other rule of merging and giving expense to them. So according to the question, second statement is totally wrong. Now look at our second rule of merging. According to second rule of merging, we'll have to give them incomes. Income of all gave the income of 150 and some gives the income of 50-50. So here the income of fishes will be 100, income of grey color will be 50. Here the income of fishes will be 50, income of heavy will be 50. So according to question, their common word is fishes. Common word fishes are present in first statement and fishes are present in second statement. So common word is present. Second rule of merging is that it should have income of 100. Here fishes have income of 100 in first statement. So these two statements can be merged. These two statements can be merged. And now look at the first conclusion. Assign its expense. Expense of heavy fishes is 100 and expense of grey color is 50. Here expense of fishes is 100 and grey color is 50. Expense income of 50 is 100. Expense of 50 is 100. So income equal to expense, it is correct. Now grey in color, expense of grey is 50, income of grey is 50, income equal to expense, it is also correct case. So conclusion 1 will be correct. Conclusion 2 is wrong according to first rule. We will not assign it, we will not solve it by any further rule, and first conclusion is correct according to all the three rules. The statement that is correct according to all rules will be considered correct. So first conclusion is correct. Correct answer will be alpha. Correct answer will be alpha for question number 11. Now question number 12 is all good athletes win, all good athletes eat well. Here first statement is positive and second statement is positive. If both statements are positive, conclusion will be positive. As both conclusions are positive, so both conclusions can be followed. Now look at our second rule. Second rule of merging these two statements with common words and income of 100 at least once. Here common word is athletes, good athletes, and in first statement all gave the income of 150, second all gave the income of 150. 150 income will be assigned to them. Good athletes income 100, wins at income 50, good athletes income 100, eat well income 50. So here the common word is good athletes and it has income of 100 in both of these two statements. So it can be merged. These two statements can be merged. Now we'll assign the expense to the conclusions. For first conclusion, all those who eat well, here the all will give income of 100, expense of 150. All those who eat well, here eat well has expense of 100 and good athletes have expense of 50. But in a second statement, eat well has income of 50. But according to first conclusion, its expense is 100. According to the rule, expense could never be greater than income. Expense should not be greater than income. In this case, expense is 100, income is 50. As expense is more, income is less, so it will be wrong. First conclusion will be wrong. According to the rule, first conclusion will be wrong. Now look at our second conclusion. All those who win eat well. Here win will be given the income of 100 according to 150 rule. Win will be income of 100 and eat well will get income of 50. Eat well is 50, expense income 50, income is 50, expense is 50, correct. But win has the expense of 100 but its income is 50. As expense is 100, income is 50, so it cannot be merged. It cannot be correct according to the rule. Expense could not be greater than income. In this case, expense is 100 but income is 50, so it is the wrong conclusion. So both the conclusions are wrong. Correct answer will be delta. Neither one nor two will be followed. Again look at these statements. Here the conclusion of eat well is 100 but its income is 50, so it is wrong. In second statement, expense of win is 100 but income of win is 50. Expense is more than income, so it is wrong. Simple question. Now look at the question number 13. All film stars are playback singers. All film directors are film stars. Here the first statement is positive, second statement is positive, so its conclusion should be positive. First conclusion is positive, second conclusion is positive, so both conclusions are possible. Now look at the rule of merging. According to rule of merging, there should be present some common word. Here the common word is film stars, and according to the second rule of merging, common word should have at least one time its income should be 100. I'll give the income of 150, I'll give the income of 150. In first statement, film star has income of 100. In second statement, film star has income of 50. In first statement, its income is 100, so it can be merged. Two rules are followed. Now look at the third rule. According to third rule, we have to assign them value of their expense to the conclusions. Expense value will be assigned to the conclusion. I'll give the value of 150. According to the conclusion, first conclusion, all film directors. Here the film directors have expense of 100 and income of film director is 100, so it is correct. Playback singer has expense of 50. Playback singers have expense of 50 and its income is 50, as expense and income are equal, so first conclusion is the correct conclusion. Now look at our second conclusion. Some film stars some assign them value of 50-50 to both. Here film star has expense of 100 and its income is expense of 50, so its income is also 50, so it is correct. Now film director has expense of 50 and its income is 100. Expense is less than income, so it is also correct. So both of these conclusions are correct. Eta will be correct option. Both of these conclusions are correct. First conclusion is correct and second conclusion is also correct. Both of these conclusions are correct, so it is the correct question. Now question number 14. All hill stations have a sunset point. X is the hill station. First statement is positive, second statement is positive. If both statements are positive, conclusion should be positive. But look at the second conclusion, it is negative. Negative conclusion will be wrong. We will not assign any rule to negative conclusion, so it will be wrong totally. Now we will solve only for first conclusion. All hill stations have sunset point. Here the common word is, to merge these two statements, common word is hill stations in both of these two statements. And in first statements, value of hill station is, income of hill station is 100, because all give the income of 150. In first statement its income is 100, in second statement its income is 50. So as it has income of 100 at least once, so these two statements can be merged. These two statements can be merged. Now we will solve it by third rule of giving the expense. Any singular word like X, here X is given, any singular word is given the income or expense of 50-50. So in first conclusion, X has sunset point. X has a sunset point. X has expense of 50 and sunset has expense of 50. As expense of X is 50, expense of sunset is 50 and income of X is 50. Income of sunset is 50, as their income and their expenses are equal, so second conclusion will be correct. In this question only conclusion 2 will be followed. Only conclusion 2 will be followed in this question. Only conclusion 2 will be followed. According to rule, we assign singular word with values 50-50, like singular word he, 50-50. X is given here, X will be assigned the value of 50-50. So it is solved by all the three rules, and only conclusion 1 is correct. Only conclusion 1 is correct. Only conclusion 1 is correct according to the given rules. Conclusion 2 is not correct because it contains negative word. If one statement is positive, both statements are positive, it could not have negative conclusion. So conclusion 2 will be totally wrong. Only conclusion 1 will be followed. Now question number 15. Some dreams are nights, some nights are days. First statement is positive, second statement are positive, so conclusion could be positive. Look at the first conclusion. All days are either nights or dreams. positive, second is also positive. So according to first rule, both conclusions are correct. Now look at the second rule of merging these two statements. To merge these two statements, they should have some common words. Here the common word of nights is present. Now assign them their income. Some give the income of 50-50 in both the statements. Here dream will be 50, nights will be 50, nights in second statement will be 50, and days will also be 50. According to second rule of merging, here the common word should at least have income of 100, but in both the statements neither night word has income of 100. So both these statements cannot be merged. These statements cannot be merged. Now look at exception case. Exception, I told you the exception case, if there is no need of merging, like days and nights, two words come from the same statement. Like in second statement, all nights are days, all nights are days, and in conclusion, if presents are days or nights, it will be correct. There will be no need of merging in such questions. Merging is needed when one word is from first statement and one word is from second statement. In this case, we need to merge these statements. But if these two words, any two words present from single statement, we don't need to merge any such statement. So according to the such rule, we don't need to merge any words. In first conclusion, look at the word all days. Days are present in second statement. Are nights or dreams. Nights or dreams. Word dream is present in first statement. In conclusion, one word is from second statement and one word is from first statement. So we need to merge these two statements. But according to rule of merging, these two statements cannot be merged. These two statements cannot be merged. So first conclusion will be wrong, but second conclusion will be correct. Why it will be correct? Because it contains two words, days and nights. Days and nights are present in single statement. Single second statement contain both the words days and night, as both the words are present in single statement and their income equal to their expense. Here expense of days is 50, income of days is 50, expense of nights is 50, income of night is 50. In this case, second conclusion will be correct. It is the exceptional case. I told you already that it is the exceptional case if both the words are present in single statement. So in this question, only conclusion 2 will be followed. In this question, only conclusion 2 will be followed. In this question, only conclusion 2 is the correct. Now question number 16. All jungles are tigers, some tigers are horses. First statement is positive, second statement is positive, its conclusion could be positive. Negative conclusion could not be possible. So first conclusion is positive but second conclusion is negative, so negative conclusion is not possible. Now look at our second rule of merging these two statements. To merge these two statements, they should have some common words. Here common words of tigers is present, and according to the second rule of merging, it should have income of 100 at least once, but all give income of 150. Jungle's income 100, tiger income 50 in first statement. Some gives income of 50-50, tiger 50 in first statement, and horse is also 50. So tigers has not income of 100. In both these statements, its income is 50. It do not have income of 100. So these two statements cannot be merged. Now here we are coming toward a new case. When there was two statements and these two statements could not be merged, we solved it by neither one nor two will be followed. But here is another case. What is the option Charlie stand for? The option Charlie, either one or two case, stand for three rules. When these three rules will be followed, we will tick either one or two will be followed. What are these two rules? First two rules. These rules for conclusion, not for statement. What the rules I am telling you, it will be for conclusion. First rule is that one statement should be negative in conclusion, one conclusion should be positive. One conclusion should be negative, one conclusion should be positive. What is the second rule? Both conclusions should be wrong. Yani both conclusions should not be followed. And what is the third? Last word should be same. These three are rules to follow either one or either two case. Either one or either two cases followed when one conclusion is positive and other conclusion is negative. Look at these two conclusions. Second conclusion is negative, first is positive. According to this first rule is followed. as we have already solved this question, both statement could not be merged. When both statement could not be merged, no conclusion will be correct. Both of the conclusions are wrong. So second rule is also followed for either one, either two case. And our third conclusion is that last word should be same. Here the last word is of jungles. Last word is of jungles. As last word is same, so third rule is also followed. So in this question, Charlie will be correct option. Either one or two will be followed. It is the first question from this case. So note it down completely and understand is that why I take either one or two follows. Both statements are both conclusions are wrong. One conclusion is positive, other is negative, and both have end words, same end words. So either one, either two case will be followed. Charlie will be correct option for this question. Now question number 17. All poles are guns, some boards are not poles. First statement is positive, second statement is negative. First statement is positive, second statement is negative. If one statement is positive, one statement is negative, conclusion should be negative. One statement is positive, one statement is negative, conclusion should be negative. So first conclusion is positive, it is wrong conclusion. First conclusion is positive, it is wrong conclusion. Now look at our second conclusion. Second conclusion contains words of boats and guns. Boats and guns. Boat present in second statement, gun in first statement. We need to merge these two statements according to rule of merging. These should have some common words. Here the common word is of poles. Common word is of poles. And one new interesting thing is that here no is not present. Here some not. Some not. Here the word present is some not. We assign it income of 50, 100. 50, 100, not 150. 150 income is for all. All is given when 150, but some not is given the income of 50, 100. Some not is given the income of 50, 100. Like here income of boat will be 150 and poles will be 100. 50, 100 income will be given to some not case. So now we will solve the second conclusion with this case. Some boats are not guns. Here some not income will be assigned. Here expense of boat will be 50, expense of gun will be 100, but according to the statement income of gun is 50, here expense of gun is 100. As expense is more than income, so it will be wrong. Expense could never be more than income. Expense could never be more than income. Here expense is 100 but income of gun is 50, income is less, expense is more, so second conclusion will also be wrong. First conclusion was wrong in this case, that it is positive conclusion, and second conclusion is wrong in this case, that expense is more than income, but according to rule expense could never be more than income. So both these conclusions are wrong. Both these conclusions are wrong. Now we will look at this statement, these conclusions, and we will note that isn't they come from either one case or neither one nor two case. For either one or two case, both statements should be, one statement should be positive, other should be negative. Here first is positive, second is negative. Both conclusions are wrong, both are wrong. But third rule says that end words should be same. In first conclusion end word is board, second conclusion is gun, so third rule is not followed, so it is neither one nor two case. Neither one nor two case, delta will be correct option. Neither one nor two case, delta will be correct option. Question number 18. Many scooters are truck, all trucks are trains. Many scooters are truck, all trucks are trains. Both statements are positive, their conclusion should be positive. If both statements are positive, their conclusion should be positive. Now first conclusion is negative, second conclusion is negative. For two statements with positive words, negative conclusion could not be followed, so neither one nor two case will be followed. Either one or two case, either case will be followed in case if first statement would be positive, but in this case both statements are negative. When both statements are negative, no conclusion will be followed, neither one nor two will be correct, so delta will be correct. It was the easiest one question. Now question number 19. Some papers are pens and angle is a paper. Some papers are pen, angle is a paper. First statement is positive, second statement is positive. If both statements are positive, conclusion should be positive, but first conclusion is negative, so it will be wrong conclusion. Now, angle word is present in second statement, pen word is present in first statement, so we need to merge these two statements. According to rule of merging, they should have some common words. Here the common word is paper. Paper is present in first and second statement, and income of paper in first statement. According to income of sum, 50 in first, 50 income will be given, 50 income in first statements, and angle is the singular words. Angle will also given the income of 50. Angle is 50, paper is 50, so income of paper is 50 in both of these two cases. So these two statements cannot be merged because common word has not income of 100. As these two statements cannot be merged, so second conclusion will also be wrong. Now we will look at the answer, whether it is from neither one nor two case or from either one or two case. We will look at the conclusion. First conclusion is negative, other conclusion is positive, so it could be from either one or two case. First conclusion has and at negative same word, second conclusion adds at same word, so it will from either one or two case. According to third rule of either one or two case, both conclusions are wrong. Third rule is also okay, so it will from either one or two case. Charlie will be correct option. It is from either one or two case. Charlie will be correct option. Again, look at the statements. Both statements are wrong. One statement positive, other is negative, and words are same. So either one or two case, according to these rules, either one or two case will be followed. Charlie will be correct option for this question. Now our question number 20. All birds are tall, some tall are thin. First statement is positive, second statement is positive. When both statements are positive, conclusion should be positive. Here first conclusion is positive, second conclusion is positive. Now we need to merge these two statements. To merge these two statements, we need some common words. Here we'll assign them. We will see that common word is present. Tall is the common word in both of these two statements. And now we'll assign their income of all will be given 150. Birds income is 100, tall income is 50. And in second statement, sum will be given the income of 50. Tall income is 50, hence income is 50. And in both of these statements, tall has not income of 100 in any of these statements. Income of tall is not 100 in any of these two statements. So these two statements cannot be merged. Now we'll look at, isn't there any exception case? If there would be any exception case, like I told you that in first statement all birds are talls, and if in a conclusion it will be present some tall are birds, it will be correct because there will no need to merging in those questions when there is merging is not possible. In those questions when merging is not possible, we look at the possible exceptional case. Here the first conclusion is some birds are hens. Hens from second statement, birds from first statement, so it will be wrong. And in second conclusion, some hens are tall. And look at now second statement contains some taller hen, and second conclusion contains some hens are tall. Some taller hens, some hens are tall. Expense of hen is 50, income of expense is 50. Expense of tall is 50, income of tall is 50. Expense and income are equal, and there is no need of merging because both the words are coming from single statement. Both the words are present in single statement, so it will be correct. All some taller hens, some hens are tall. So in this case, beta will be correct option. In this case, second conclusion is the correct. I have already told you about this exceptional case when there is no need to merging these two statements. According to rule of merging, these two statements cannot be merged. But according to the exceptional rule, only conclusion 2 will be followed. So beta will be correct option. Only conclusion 2 will be followed. Question number 21. Some papers are pen, some pencils are pen. Here some papers are pen. First statement is positive, second statement is positive. When both statements are positive, conclusion should be positive. Here both the conclusions are positive. Now our second rule of merging. Merge these two statements. According to rule of merging, there should be some common word. Here the common word is pens. Now assign their income. Some give the income of 50-50. In first statement, paper's income will be 50, pen's income will be 50. In second statement, pencil income will be 50, pen income will be 50. In both of these statements, income of pen is 50. Neither of these two statements contain income of pen equal to 100. As income of pen is not 100, so these two statements cannot be merged. According to these two statements, they cannot be merged. When two statements cannot be merged, how we solve these questions? We solve them by exception rule. Isn't there any case of exception? Look at the first statement, first conclusion. Some pens are pencils. Some pens are pencils. Pens are present in second statement, pencils are present in second statement. So some pencils are, according to statement, some pencils are pens, some pens are pencils. It is the correct first conclusion will be correct according to this rule, exceptional rule. Here expense of pen is 50, income of pen is 50, expense of pencil is 50, income of pencil is 50. There is no need to merge because these two words are present in a single statement. So first conclusion will be correct. Now look at our second conclusion. Some pens are paper. Pens are present in first statement, papers are also present in first statement, so it also don't need to merge. Pens income is 50, pen's expense is 50, its income is 50, paper's expense is 50, paper's income is 50. It is also correct. So both of these conclusions are correct. Both of these conclusions are correct. Why these conclusions are correct? Because these conclusions don't need to merge the statements. Both the words present in the conclusion are present in the single statement. When both the words are present in single statement, we don't need to merge these two statements. So according to the rule, both of these conclusions are correct. Eta will be correct option. Eta will be correct option. These MCQs will be piece of cake for you if you practice them. More will be practiced, more will be easiest for you. Now question number 22. All pens are chalks, all chairs are chalks. First statement is positive, second statement is positive. If both statements are positive, conclusion will be positive. Now rule of merging, to merge these two statements, they should have some common word. Here the common word is chalks. Chalks is the common word. Now assign them income. All gives the income of 150. Here pen will be 100, chalk will be 50, chair will be 100, chalk will be 50. In both of these two statements, income of chalk is 100. Neither of these two statements contain income of chalk equal to 100. Both of these statements contain income of chalk equal to 50. So these two statements cannot be merged according to rule of merging. And now we will solve the conclusion by exceptional method. Exceptional method is in case if there is no need to merging the statement. In first statement is some pens are chairs. Pens are present in first statement, chairs are present in second statement. As these two words are present in different statements, so they need merging. As merging is not possible in this case, in this question, so first conclusion will be wrong. Now look at second conclusion. Some chalks are pens. Chalks are present in first statement, pens are also present in first statement. These two words are present in first statement, so it could be correct. Now expense of chalk is 50, income of chalk is 50. It is correct. Expense of pen is 50, income of pen is 100. So it is also correct. Expense is less than income in this case. So second conclusion is correct in this case. Beta will be correct option. Only conclusion 2 will be followed. In this case, only second conclusion is correct. First conclusion is wrong in this case. Now our 23rd MCQs is, we will solve 25 MCQs with different rules. Here 23rd MCQs is all cars are cats, all fans are cats. First statement is positive, second statement is positive, and both statements are positive. Conclusion should be positive. Both conclusions are positive, so both can be followed. Now look at the rule of merging. Rule of merging says that there should be some common word present in any of these two, both of these two statements, and at least it should have income of 100 in at least one statement. Here common word is cat. As if we assign income, all will be given the income of 150. In second case, all will be 150. Car will be 100, cat will be 50, fan will be 100, and cat will be 50. Income of cat is 50 in both cases. Neither of the case contain income of cat equal to 100. So these two statements cannot be merged. Now we will solve them by exceptional case. According to exceptional case, possible conclusion is that which contain two words from single statement. First conclusion is all cars are fans. Cars are present in first statement, fans are present in second statement. As these two words are present in different statements, so they need merging, but merging is not possible in this question, so first conclusion is wrong. Now look at our second conclusion. Some fans are cars. Some fans are cars. Fans are present in first statement, fans are present in second, and cars in first statement. These two words are present in different statements, so it is also wrong. So neither 1 nor 2 will be followed. Delta will be correct option. Neither 1 nor 2 will be followed. Delta will be correct option. Now our second last MCQs is, some engineers are fools. Anand is the engineer. First statement is positive, second is positive, its conclusion should be positive. First conclusion is positive, second is also positive. Now we will see at the rule of merging. To merge these two statements, they should have common word. Common word is engineer. Common word is engineer. Now we will assign their income. Income of some is 50-50, and Anand is a singular word, and I already have told you that income of singular word is also 50-50. So income of engineer in first statement is 50, fool is 50, Anand is 50, engineer is 50. Income of engineer in both of these two cases is 50. Neither of the case contain its income equal to 100. So these two statements cannot be merged. These two statements cannot be merged. Now we will solve it by rule of exception. Exception rule says that if both of words in conclusion present in single statement, it will be correct. According to the first conclusion, some fools are engineers. Some fools are engineers. Fools are present in first statement. Engineers are present in first statement. Engineer is also present in first statement. But here we will see that both of words are present in single statement. We will note them only in a single statement. Here engineer is present in first statement, fool is present in first statement. Expense of engineer is 50, income of engineer is 50, expense of fool is 50, income of fool is 50. As income expense are equal and are present in single statement, so conclusion 1 will be correct. Conclusion 1 will be correct. Now look at the conclusion 2. Anand is a fool. Here income of Anand, expense of Anand is present in second statement, fool is present in first statement. As both of these are present in different statements, so it will be wrong because it needs merging, and merging is not possible in this question. So for this question, only conclusion 1 will be correct. Only conclusion 1 will be followed for this question. Only conclusion 1 will be correct. Our last MCQs is, all windows are doors, no door is a wall. All windows are doors, no door is a wall. First statement is positive, second statement is negative. If one statement is positive, other statement is negative, its conclusion could be negative. As both of these conclusions are negative, so both are possible. Now we will assign them their values and merge them. For rule of merging, they should have some common word. Here the common word is door. Door is present in both statements. Now we will assign their values. All give the value of 150 and no give the value of 100. Windows value 100, door value 50, door value 100, wall value 50. As door has value of 100 in second statement, so these two statements can be merged. So these two statements can be merged. Now we will look at our third rule. In third rule, we will match income with their expenses. Here no window is wall. No give the expense of 100. Expense of window is 100. Income of window is 100, so it is correct. Expense of wall is 100. Income of wall is 100, so it is also correct. So conclusion 1 is correct. Now look at the conclusion 2. Expense of wall is 100, income of wall is 100, correct. Expense of door is 100, income of door is 100 in one of these two statements. Income of door is 100 in one of these two statements. So second conclusion is also correct. Both of these two conclusions are correct. So eta will be correct option. I hope these MCQs will help you in solving syllogisms questions. Jazakallah. Thank you very much.